hazardous waste. We all know it's out there. We've come to tolerate it, reading only occasionally about some disaster that has resulted or someone who has died from overexposure.
Michael Ferris, founder of Homeschool Legal Defense Association and Patrick Henry College, said this: "Homeschooling makes a life of leadership possible. Debate and forensics makes leadership likely. Students who debate learn research, speaking, analysis, and logic, developing an extraordinary sense of self-confidence that comes from achievement."
Benefit for a Christian is especially more profound, more than a secular person, because as Christians we're called to communicate to other people about what we believe and about the gospel, the message of salvation. So it's important, that we do know how to communicate what we know.
Well, and that is the issue. That is what it's preparing them for. That being able to give an answer. A lot of people have information and they don't know how to present it, or they don't know how to present it under pressure. And I think it allows them to learn how to articulate thoughts, because you can have a thought in your mind. That's why I tell people one of the best ways to learn to be a Bible teacher is to teach children, because you have to put your thoughts in a way people understand it. And then this is a setting that's under pressure when there's opposition. And it's one thing if you can hit a baseball, it's another thing if you can hit a baseball in front of 1,000 people. And you might be able to present your faith to someone that you know, but when you're in a setting where there's opposition, to not get flustered and to share it in a kind, loving way, because you can't get an attitude in a debate. You have to do it in a way that honors the Lord. So.
I've seen a lot of positive and beneficial. When I got into it more for the teaching aspect. My kids are quiet. I wanted them to be able to speak, defend their faith, have opportunity. But there was so much more that came from it. They've met wonderful friends, and the opportunity now to know the knowledge that they've gained has been incredible. Not only from a school standpoint, but from a life standpoint. And then just the character traits, the things that they've gained on how to act in front of strangers, in front of a group, with competitors. A lot of the things that they've learned, I think, were unexpected benefits of them just growing. They've grown a lot. The growth you will see from your kids is tremendous. The knowledge they learn, the skills that they gain, the friendships. This has been a wonderful group of very godly Christian kids and parents who really have a lot of positive values, a lot of positive things. I don't hear a lot of gossip. The kids really have had a very enriching experience.
I don't think you could find a nicer group of kids than the kids I met last year. I'm probably a biased source on that one, but honestly, I did believe I was incredibly blessed by every one of the kids in my club. I am also probably considered biased. I thought they were a lot nicer than a lot of the other kids. There were no snobby kids in our team, no kids that were unhelpful. Or if you had to do debate, I would join this club over any other one. If I had to pick a club, I would pick this one.
I think the meetings are fun. When we go stay in hotels at tournaments, we just have a lot of fun doing stuff.
I think speech and debate has helped me a lot spiritually. I think that just knowing how to speak in front of anyone, even just to talk about the political issues we've been talking about, but it helps me to loosen up, to be able to share things from the Bible, to be able to share my faith. And it's also I think I've gone through a lot of spiritual growth with the people I've met, that we pray at meetings, we pray at tournaments, in between rounds, we all pray together and help each other, and just knowing so many other young, strong Christians and having adult mentors who are Christians has helped me a lot. So not only just to be able to share my faith, but also to have other people who can support me and keep me strong in my faith.
Since I've been involved with speech and debate, I am able to speak more efficiently. I'm able to voice my opinions, speak what's on my mind. It's a very helpful ally in everyday life.
Just the fellowship that we have at Theophilus and the club is awesome. And just the people you'll meet, the friendships you'll make, and the environment that you'll be in. And then also academically, it's great.
The most fun was everybody getting together, being with everybody, knowing you'd come in on a Tuesday and you'd just have a blast. I mean, we could be talking about filibustering Elliot, we could be talking about, anything dry. I mean, the Empire Right is not a juicy subject. And we still had fun. And I think it was the people. The most difficult thing was gathering the evidence right before tournaments and making sure you had it all in club format. Just making sure all the little pieces of everything was in together. That was probably the most difficult, but it was a good difficult.
I'd also say, as Christians, we have a responsibility to be able to communicate our thoughts. It says in the Bible that we should always be able to give an answer for the hope that is within us. So we should be able to clearly state our positions, and that's what we learn through debate and even in speaking.
Yes, I find that it's very helpful, especially when sharing with people. Because sometimes you run into those that are seriously, honestly seeking questions, and they put you on the spot at certain moments, and how you react to that time is very important, because just like you can get people to think differently, to think outside the box. People are so comfortable in their own zone that they're not used to seeing as something new. So like when you have them face the truth, then it's kind of different. And so it's really important to think clearly, be able to show people the truth.
What I see, we've not done it yet. I believe that it will stretch them in a lot of ways. It appears, from what I can tell, to be a tremendous cost. And with that, I would say it may not be for everyone. I believe, on one hand, I would say a child who calling in a desire should do it, but then I know of cases where kids were pushed into it because their moms wanted them to, and so there's the idea of stretching it beyond themselves. If I had known about this, 5 years ago, all of my kids would probably be doing it, but now some of them I think are too old. And so the issue comes down to cost. There is a cost, and I believe it is worth it. It just, the issue would be is how much you want to put into it. It will, from what it appears, it will take a lot of your time up, but I cannot answer that directly. It's not from what I see.